Okay. Alrighty. Take that banner off. Hello, welcome. Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Hopefully you've had a good Monday evening and Tuesday. Um, and let me know if you had the chance to see the aurora because of the essentially like the plasma bursts from the sun uh, let the aurora borealis come down and be visible way, way farther south than it normally has been. My sister-in-law sent us a picture from Colorado, just from like where they normally are, and it doesn't normally come down there. And she got a great picture, great picture. And then her sister-in-law sent pictures from Florida that people were sending her from Merritt Island, and still visible, not in the same, it was like more like just a glow rather than like you can actually see the like wave. Um, but it's like I was already in PJs in my book in my bed with a book. I was like, do I really want to get up and go outside in the cold and see if it's visible here in Georgia? We didn't get the pictures from Florida till this morning, so did not think that it was going to be visible that far south. I'm kind of hoping that maybe tonight, maybe there'll be enough like leftover, I don't know, juice in the aurora that maybe I can go outside and at least take a picture, even if I can't see it with my naked eye. I mean, it would be better to see it with the naked eye, but like that's one of the things I would love to do is see the borealis and just like see that in person. That's like one of my bucket list items, I think. I've seen the Grand Canyon. I don't really remember it. So seeing that as an adult would also be on the list. Yeah. It's like I know that Ayers Rock has been cordoned off because it was a sacred site. So that is struck off the bucket list because I want to respect that. Same thing goes for some of the pictures of places I've seen in like Hawaii that have been turned into or returned to sacred indigenous locations. Those come off the list immediately. Yeah, because I didn't know originally that Ayers Rock was a sacred site. I was just like, oh, cool. One of our family middle names is Ayers. I'd like to go there. Then when I learned more about it and learned it was a sacred site, I was like, ooh. And then it got returned to the indigenous people, and I was like, great. Striking that from the from the list. No longer an option. Although I don't remember what the indigenous name for it is. I just, in my brain, I keep calling it the Ayers Rock, which I know is not correct. So, oh well. Rachel says, hello, I need the sprints today. You need them. You're tackling repetitive words in your manuscript. Ooh. What's your worst offender thus far? Like, and how many incidences of it do you have? I feel like the word that, like some of the filler words, that and just, are really bad for me. Also, I think I'm really bad at pronouns. Like, I think I have too many pronouns in terms of like always referring to, because I want to make it clear who's speaking or who's doing the things. And so I always have to go back through and restructure sentences to avoid having too many pronouns. Yeah. And it's the scenes where there are multiple people of the same gender, the pronouns get ridiculous. So I have to be careful with that. Because other ones I'm like, wait, which he, which she, which her. So I have to be careful with that. So Monique says, "Hey y'all, hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. You were playing some Pokemon while waiting for the stream to start. Did you catch any? Did you catch any? Were they good? Were they shiny? No Aurora for you in Texas. Okay, gotcha, gotcha. Okay, this is in terms of the poll. So the poll today is, when is the first, like the real first time that your main character stands their ground? Whether it be for the cause, for a person, for themselves. When is it that you really see them like take that stance of like, no, I won't allow this anymore, or no, this must be protected. Type, like, when is the real first time that your character stands up and stands their ground? Is it in an argument with the love interest? Is it to protect an innocent? Is it at the inciting incident, so early on? Or is it when they are facing the eventual big bad evil? It doesn't necessarily have to be revealed that is the big bad evil yet. Just, you know that it's the big bad evil. So, so Stacy says the inciting incident in the book, but earlier in the timeline of events, the female main character stands up. Gotcha. Okay. Rachel says main character stands up to the big bad, but earlier in the series when he puts people the main character cares about in danger. Ah, okay. So facing inciting incident and facing the big bad. It's respectful of you to strike those. I think it's only appropriate because they were really only, I think, on my list because they had been touristified. What's the word? Marketed for outsiders, consumption, exploitation. And so if, like, I'm on board with returning it to the people who are going to take care of it as it should be, and leave it in the natural state of things. I'm all for that. So yeah. That and just are your crutches. Yeah. They're heavily used crutches. So speaking of crutches, this is like a weird thing. So I saw a post where somebody needed a trailer for their bike to haul things, but didn't have the money to buy a pre-made one. So they had some old crutches, and crutches are like aluminum, the aluminum crutches rather than the wood ones. And so they used those as the like underlying supports, and then put like chicken wire to make a little like trailer, and just hooked their bike to like one of the end nubbins of one of the crutches. I was like, that's smart. So yeah, that was just on my brain when you said crutches. I was like, ooh, the crutch trailer for your bike. um, where we carry all of our filler words. I think we're going to need some more crutches to make more trailers. You have already tackled growl. Lots of supernatural in here. Gotcha. And look, for some reason, love that one. It is an action that we do all the time. So I'm curious though. So look also comes with glance. I often use both of those. So I'm curious, how many times did you use look and how many times did you use glance? Or glare, depending on like how grumpy your characters are. If your characters are more like glary, growly than like side-eye glance. Yeah. Alexis Devon Taylor, hello, welcome, good afternoon. Working on getting caught up on your word count for November. Yes, welcome. You're in the right spot for that. You are working on a romance short story series. Ooh, 2 of 5 for the Rough Draft Challenge. Nice. So is your plan to get all 5 drafted, or are you only working on number 2 at the moment for the month? Monique says Susie would stand her ground when people start picking on Lena for being sick. Gabby does so when she becomes the protagonist in her own book. Gotcha. Character growth. We like it. Kara says, sorry you're running late. You're welcome anytime. That's the whole point of the Dawdling Writer Channel is come on in whenever whenever you can, whenever you need to get some work done. So and only are you words that you use frequently. Ooh, only. So I can see. I don't think I use only as much. Although now that I'm thinking about it, I could definitely see where I would use it excessively in certain circumstances. So yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Yes, you're working on 5 8K sets, so 40K for November. Ooh, nice. Nice. I like that you have it broken down that way. I like it. Kara says, actually, you just used just too much. Just is a real big one for me. So big. I don't use very as much as I think I would if I had not seen oh god, I just blanked on the name of it. Oh Captain, my Captain. Um Robin Williams. What's the name of it? Set in the boys' school. And he has the whole speech about like very and really and oh my god, what's the name of the movie? Oh my god. Captain, my Captain. What's the Dead Poet Society? Thank you. Good lord. That oof, my brain just died apparently, which is not a good sign. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Stacy and Alexis. Thank you. Um, yeah, so thanks to his speech, I tend not to use very and really, but those are the only ones. So I have to find other crutch words to fill in for those. So, yeah. Ooh, Monique got your spreads for December and January done for the most part. Wow. You are working like ahead of time. Wow. Are you filming? No, you said you were mostly keeping this to yourself. Okay, that's right. Yeah. So December in your daily Bujo current and January in the square done. Nice. I have not done any of that yet. I have tried to decide if I'm going to go get some more of the like month tabs or not, because I made my own for the things at the beginning of the book. So I could just make them all. But yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if I could find a like blank tabbies that are like writable, the right kind of material, and a neutral color. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Maybe if I could just find some like white ones, that'd be good. Because then they go with the white paper. And I could do whatever color I needed. Okay. We are definitely not in focus. We're like slightly fuzzy. But good on you for like getting so much done so early. It's fantastic. Okay. I'm losing my... There we go. Let's see if this will redo the... Did Poet Society? Yes. Okay. Kara says that Dabble is doing writing sprints, a half-day marathon. Nice. It's not just me. When you get better at some crutch word, your brain just swaps out for others. Yes, because we have that filler instinct. There we go. We want to fill in those spaces where we would naturally pause when speaking. We tend to fill in with those filler words also when we're writing, I think. Kara says, you're working on a book review. You always ask yourself why I agree to do these. I guess it's for the free books. I mean, books are expensive nowadays. 1% of this manuscript is that. Oh, no. Oh, no. A whole percentage? Oh, goodness. Oh, I don't even want to look at mine, though. Like, I didn't even think about doing it as percentages. Oh, goodness. I don't want to know. I do not want to know. Okay, let's go ahead and do the doggo and the card, and then we will get to the sprints. Okay, so Tuesday's doggo. Oh my God, he's so cute. This is Callie. She saw a caterpillar documentary last week and has been trying to become one ever since. 12 out of 10. Callie is doing a great job of being a caterpillar. Look at how cute. Oh, so cute. And then today we have Parma. She really looks up to you. Looks up to pretty much everything, but her favorite is you. So here is Parma. Always looking up at you. Look at those eyes and the smile. But if I have to pick, I think I'm picking Caterpillar Callie. Oh, so cute. Look at the ears, and the fuzz, and the so cute. So very cute. Okay, those are the doggies. And Stacey says, looks like your dog. Which one? Callie or Parma? Ooh, we have the rhino today. Overcome any obstacle. It's number 50. The staring, our dog is Beagle. Nice. So here is the rhino. Overcome any obstacle. We always have the choice to press ahead, and the rhino's strength offers you the power to break through stubborn obstacles. This animal knows there is more than one way to open a path to what you seek. When the rhino appears, you are reminded that you have a marvelous ability to overcome obstacles in multiple ways. By going around them, shattering them with the force of clear and deliberate intentions, or even transforming them into clouds that drift away by refusing to allow them to limit you. Apply your rhino with creativity, and no obstacle can stand, for you have the magic to make and many ways in which to make it. Your power is awesome right now. The rhino also wants to remind you that when an obstacle appears to prevent you from getting what you desire today, it means that something better is coming. Keep that in mind when you consider the nature of the obstacle in front of you. The Great Spirit loves you much and only wants the best for you. So there you go. There's the rhino. I like it. We can go around it. We can go over it. We can go under it. We can go through it. Whatever we have to do to get it done, right? We are yet again out of focus. There we go. Okay, let's get going. We need our timer. Let's start with the 25 for the National Novel Writing Month, Novel November, Rough Draft Challenge, whichever challenge you are participating in. Okay, let's do this. My goal is to get 2K today. I think I can do 2K. So that's my goal, is to get 2K during this session, not just the sprint, but the whole session. So that's the goal. All right. 1, save your document. 2, make sure you have something to hydrate with, and go ahead and take a sip. Cheers. Three, straighten your spine. Roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4 is, if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. I did real good. Um, I got almost half of my goal for the day, for the session. So we're doing good. We're doing very good. How'd you do? How did you do? Also, one of our neighbors started doing the leaf blowing. So if you can hear that, if you could hear that, I apologize. They seem to be on the other side of their property now, so it's a little less noisy. So apologies if you could hear that. Both Kara and Monique have some lo-fi background music recommendations for you. Diane is here. It says hello, welcome. But Diane is working on admin tasks and stats, so yawn. I asked if Diane has a cup of coffee or tea to assist. You have a fresh cup of coffee. You have a cold, so you are being forgiving to yourself. Also a good idea. Yes. Yes, please be kind to yourself when you are not feeling well. Let's see. Monique says, I'm currently dealing with a really annoying ringing in your left ear. Ooh, it's been ringing since last Friday and it's really loud right now. Do you have a history of, we always call it tinnitus, but it's actually tinnitus, like the way it's spelled. The constant ringing in your ears. My mom has it. There's a lawnmower. My mom has tinnitus, whatever you want to call it. And has always described it as ringing in her ears, but also cicadas. She can't necessarily tell when the cicadas are bad because she already has that sound in her ears. I think it might be either our next door or our lawn guy. So I will mute myself this next sprint so that we don't hear that. I'm sorry. 503, nice. It's a good chunk. Good chunk. Nice, Alexis. Diane says, had a meeting scheduled tonight, but already canceled. Usually you push through, so pat yourself on back for taking care of yourself. Yes. Yes. Marcella, hello. Hopped into the stream late. Only got a line or two on the second draft of your graphic novel script. Fun. Fun. Monique says, I hear ringing in my ears sometimes, but this is the first time it's gone on for more than a day. Ooh. Gotcha. Cicadas in the ear. Yeah. So that's what she's never really been bothered because she apparently has that quite often. Yeah, but cicadas not so much. You okay, so I can not have the sound of the lawnmower in your ear. Let me go to one of the ones that has music. Let's do the otter. Okay, let's do the otter, and then I can check and see if it's our lawnmower guy or our next door neighbors. Either way, I'll mute myself so you can have the music. But okay, let's do this so you won't have to hear the lawnmower anymore. 1, save your document. 2, make sure that you take a sip of whatever it is you're hydrating with. Stay hydrated. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4 is make sure if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. How was that? Hopefully that was a good sprint. I'm about 250 words from my goal for this session, so another good sprint for me. Fantastical. I don't know. Sorry, setting up some shenanigans for some of the villains, some foreshadowing of things happening, setting up a need to communicate between characters. I don't intend to have the not communicating go on for very long, because that is one of my, like, I get annoyed when they don't communicate. So I know, not the yawn, right? I know I need to go get a cup of coffee or tea or something during this next sprint. More contagious than the flu. Yes, it is. Sympathetic yawning is a thing. Okay. Also, it was our next door neighbors who were having the lawn stuff done. I think our guy is pretty good about, like, if we want him to come and mow, to, like, chop up the leaves or whatever, he'll do it. But we have to call him for that after the growing season. So we'll see. La, 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 la. Mom Maggie is here. Got the notification. Pretty late. YouTube is doing the thing again, but we're glad you're here. I mean, the notification was late, not you, but yeah. Lurking and working, lovely. Here is a link to Monique's book, My Ex is a Vampire. So if you haven't yet, please make sure you get a copy. And if you have gotten it and read it, please make sure you review it on Amazon and Goodreads. Mom Maggie says, for November, get the first 8 books of Relic of Time War for this month free. There's a link to Amazon. 1,000 words to go for Monique. Nice. Diane got lost in Facebook news. It's very easy to do. Yep. Need to go to the bathroom. Do not want to go. How long can I put off? Not as long as you want to. Definitely not as long as you want to, but I have been there. Been there, done that. You've made it through 3 chapters of spam words. Nice. So would be the S. What would be the P? Would those be like posture words? I don't know. A is probably also and any. But it doesn't have the if I'm trying to make this an acronym for some things, but it's not quite working out. Funky says, work is trying to keep me from Nano again. November is usually pretty busy for you work-wise, right? So it seems like it's every year it's a little hard for you to do Nano because work is requiring attention. Alexis says, great sprint. I can't remember where I was the word to count your words, but this sprint you're at 4,095 out of 8,000. Nice. So you're at the halfway mark. That's great. That's fantastic. Rich says, Mama Maggie, the Hubs was just asking about you and how you were. Yes. Also, Mama Maggie, did you see the aurora last night? That's the other question, is were you able to see the aurora? Yeah, be careful about putting off the bathroom trip. Yeah. Marcella got 243 words. None of your poll options fit the story. Oh no! Your protagonist has no problem standing her ground throughout the story, but she needs to learn to let loose and be vulnerable. Ooh, okay, yes. which is definitely a valid type of character for sure. Um, so yeah. So maybe I guess the question would then be, when is the first time your character gives ground and sort of learning to compromise? Mom Maggie says to Rachel, meh, typing in the notes for James today. Monique, here's Monique's Instagram. Make sure you check it out. You also created a mood board for Gabby. Nice. Diane is excited to see Rachel. Funky says, yeah, November's tough. Yeah. Yeah, you just mean the repetitive words because they're annoying as spam. But hey, I mean, spam the canned meat is not bad when you fry it. And like musubi is nice. Spam musubi. But now you've got me wanting to make it an acronym. Yeah. So probably adverbs, mannerisms. Yes, that works. That works. Funky is excited to see Diane D. Dobbs. Funky. Nice. You got many pictures, nice pictures of the aurora, and we'll get more tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna try and go out tonight. I'm gonna make sure I remember not to get into PJs and crawl into bed early, because I would like to see if I can get some pictures. Funky says to Diane, I heard the quack. Nice. It was so nice. Everyone was posting pictures last night of the Northern Lights and not politics. Also true. Also true. You need more of these kinds of pictures. The politics is rough. Northern Lights for the win. Yes. And also the pictures my sister-in-law sent me were not what I see as the usual pictures of the aurora. Because usually when I see pictures of the aurora, it's the green, right? But she sent pictures and it was the like pinky purpley. And that's definitely way brighter on the screen than it is in the, let's see if I can get the striations there that you can see. Yeah. So I don't think I've seen many pictures that are that color. But a lot of the pictures that I was seeing from last night were that sort of pinky color instead of the blue-green. So yeah. Mom Maggie says, now that our internet is repaired, thank you, Agent Mayhem, for breaking the fiber optic cable. Oh no! You posted many of your pictures on Facebook. Nice. So Mom Maggie, Rachel's going to run off to go see the pictures. Yes. That's actually the scene you were writing, is when your character begins to give ground. Yeah. And towards the end, after the climax, where she finally breaks down and confesses to her parental figures and new bestie all the pressure that she's been under. Emotional growth. We like to see it. But he's like, I will try, but it always happens. You're in Southeast Kansas and it was very hot pink. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know if it's because of the type of plasma that was released. If that makes a difference in the color, I don't know. Hope, hello, welcome. Hey, all just got going and you're trying to fix a plot progression problem. Can you have a false or misdirection key event at the end of Act 1? Any help is appreciated. Essentially, can you have a red herring? I would think so. Yeah. Absolutely. I would think so. You had reds, greens, and purples in Colorado. Wow. Yeah, I'm going to have to go chase down your Facebook pictures because everything that I've been seeing has been the hot pink. So, Rachel apparently saw your picture and says the band of colors are awesome. Nice. I'm going to have to go peek. Anyway, let's go ahead and do another sprinty sprint. Yep. Your meteorologist explained all the colors and why for each. Hubby soaked it in. You didn't. Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely it's definitely scientific explanations are good. Oh, thank you, Mama Mabby. Mama Mabby. Mama Maggie. I can't talk. I also need to blow my nose. We do still have the lawn maintenance going, so I'm going to mute myself again this sprint. And also probably go to the kitchen to get myself a cup of caffeine. All right, let's do this. 1, save your document. Save. 2, make sure that you have something to hydrate with. Stay hydrated. Cheers. Three, straighten your spine. Roll your shoulders on a posture check. And make sure, roll your shoulders on a posture check. Why? Yeah, I need the caffeine. Absolutely. So this is your reminder. If you need some caffeine like me, make sure to get it during the sprint. Okay. Roll your shoulders for that posture check and stretch. And 4 is if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. Third sprint, 30 minutes with our cute hedgehog in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. I got myself a mug of black tea and got a good bit more done. I forgot to turn the camera back on apparently. So apologies for that. So now I need to check. I did reach 2K. So I am happy with that. Okay. So I'm not quite to the next mark, but doing pretty good. Doing good. Okay. So I'm to this mark, but not the next one. So I will need to let the Tombow dry a little bit, and then I can add my stars and sparkles. So we're doing good. We're doing great, actually. Doing great. My Archer and Olive spine is not real happy with me, but you know what? We're almost done. We have December and a reflection page, and that's all that's left in terms of yeah, that's all we have left. Just that much. And then we will be in the new journal for the new year, which is crazy. Crazy. I don't like that 20. I mean, I do, but I don't like that this year has gone by so fast. There's a lot of things that have happened this year that I'm like, oof, we could be done with this. And then also just somehow it has flown by. So I did go and take a look at Mama Maggie's pictures from the Borealis. They look great. Lots of color. So yeah. Tanya is here. Hello. Welcome. Happy writing. Happy writing to you as well. Yes. Yeah, the camera has to be set on nighttime mode. And I was just trying to figure out how to do that so that I can go out tonight. I think I have figured out how to do that. So I have an iPhone. And in low light settings, there's a little moon icon up here. So if I it should in low enough lighting, it should be yellow either way. And then if I press the arrow key, that pops up a menu down here near the shutter button. Supposedly, it's like complicated. I also went and used the compass that I never use on my phone, and I'm like, what direction is north? Because I always think that it's that way, but it's actually that way. Because our neighborhood is like all kinds of turned around. So I know that I need to be looking down that way. I'm trying to decide if I want to go somewhere to see, like, I have a better view of the sky. But honestly, around here, the places that have a better view of the sky are like the grocery store parking lots. And so there's other light sources around, so that might not be the best option. Also, I'm lazy and may not want to go very far in the cold. Because as Mama Maggie says, it was so cold, 37 degrees Fahrenheit, and you were out there for over an hour. You felt like your face froze off. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not looking forward to the cold. I would like a picture to see if it's reaching down here again tonight. Tanya wrote 889. Nice. Excellent. Fantastic. You love the tracking method. You're just using Excel. I mean, I should be using Excel, but I am not. I am using a combo of stickies, sticky notes, and just stray pieces of paper, and then it goes into there. So if I lose my sticky notes or stray papers, I'm in trouble. Yeah, 2025 has flown by for sure. Heather is here. Hello, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Funky got some work writing done, but do you have coffee? Funky's excited to see Heather. Heather has been lurking doing some client things. Excellent. Diane is also excited to see Heather, as is Mom Maggie, as is Rachel. Everybody loves Heather. Funky's like, I like that we're all just yelling at each other. Yeah. Yelling our greetings across the internet. For you, north is on the right side of the mountains, which are in the west. Wait, what? Okay. All right. It's confusing, but okay. You used a compass the first time when you got lost with the grandkids on trails. We both learned out how to figure out where we were. Yeah. I mean, it helps. But only if you know, like, whether or not, your car is to the south, to the north, wherever. Like, if you're fully lost, and then knowing that you're heading north, maybe of some psychological comfort, but otherwise, I don't know. Rachel got through another chapter. Excellent. If you continue at this pace, you are not going to finish the polishing of the book tonight. Oh, you were hoping to finish it tonight. Okay. You wish you could pass it off to somebody else. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Marcella says last print was 195. Excellent. Also move some dialogue around. Not sure if it's going to fit. Gotcha. What you may want to do is save that dialogue out into another document. So that way, if you decide to bring it back in, you have it. You're in Manitoba, Canada, and there's snow on the ground, although thankfully most of it has melted as of yesterday. Yeah, somebody else said they had the first snow. Was it Kate? No. Heather says to Mom Maggie, my brother who lives in Colorado shared a photo of the Aurora Borealis that they saw there. Yep, that's the same my sister-in-law shared with us. So, yeah. Coffee and this stream is the only thing saving this day. Oh, no. Oh, no. They were gorgeous until about 2 a.m. Gotcha. It was so red. Mountains are in the west. North is on the right side of them. Okay. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah. Thank you for translating that for my brain. Yeah, you live in eastern Colorado, so everything is right or left of looking at the mountains. Gotcha. Yeah, typos abound. They have been plaguing my manuscript today. So yeah, you can't type. Exactly. Rachel says, I feel that I got more coffee and you still have a meeting and a video to record. Throws empty cookie box. Oh God. Well, Funky, I don't think you have to worry because it's at Funny's head, not Funky's. Oh gosh. But yeah, typos. Typos are everywhere. But hey, at least we can laugh about them, right? At least in some portions. So thank you again for joining me. Funky's like, oh, true, it's safe. Thank you again for joining me. But the poll for today: when is the first time that your main character stands their ground in an argument with love interest to protect an innocent at the inciting incident or facing the eventual big bad evil? We have a winner, and then the rest of them are tied. So to protect an innocent is when our main characters are standing their ground, and then the rest of them is split between in an argument with love interest, inciting incident, and facing the big bad evil. So nice. All right. Thank you very much for joining me. Don't forget to save. We are now a dozen days into November. Please do not forget to save. Make sure you are saving your work somewhere. Don't just trust the autosave. Okay. And I will hopefully see y'all in the chats and on Friday. All right. Bye.